Like one of my most viewed videos on this channel was actually the top 10 Mario Party minigames. So this time I'm doing the inverse, the top 10 worst minigames. And let's see, and also you might not be able to see the text. But I'll see what I can do here. And also the text was like, I made this thing a long time ago. So I'll just do my explaining, so ignore what it says pretty much, because it won't be that long. And with that, let's go. Number 10. You know one thing about Mario Party is if the minigame controls nicely, and it's a lot easy and fun, but there's one minigame that is definitely not that. Rockin' Raceway. Because it's pretty difficult to control. It's a race on a rocking horse, which, yeah, you might have to look up because I do not have any, and I'm not going to risk, because for some reason I feel like I got copyright striked from those Stardew Valley videos, so I'm not going to go over to any other people's videos, because I feel like I might get copyright striked. But why is this on? Because I prefer my controllers to be a little more better, and I should have mashed the A button to rock, and not use L and R. L and R for better things, like maybe Shy Guy says there's a probably better minigame. And yeah, that's why this has to get the number 10. But number 9. There is one thing. When I play in Mario Party 3, which I have not played until it's on an emulator, but probably won't be doing that many videos there. There's one thing about the game. There's one mini game that I didn't even play. I can't use that example, but yeah, but number 9 has to go to Cheap Chase, because yeah, the controls are bad, because you have to mash the buttons, and I'm not the fan of button mashers. That's why I play with turbo controller. But still button, especially when you're trying to escape a fish, it could have been a much more better thing, and not that slow and not stressful. And this game just ends in a tie most of the time, which I do not like it to end in a tie most of the time. Get the joke? Right, this is probably not good. Right, let's go to number 8. Number 8. You know what else I like? I like having a lot of space to do stuff if I have to avoid something. But there's one minigame that is not helpful in that case, and Pit Boss, where you have to avoid. Why is this going to be throwing spiky balls in a small circle that you have to avoid? But the problem is, well, the pit is way too small, and if one ball stops, more balls appear, and it's not a good Bowser minigame. It might even be the worst Bowser minigame even. So yeah, it has to get this spot for sure. And now we go to number 7. I said now we go to number 7. You know realism. And that's not really the reason why I hate the next one. But it was good if there's actually enough space to avoid things. But Mass Meteor won't be as helpful with that. For sure. Yeah, it definitely won't. Yeah, definitely is not, because it's a dual minigame where you have to go swim through space. I know it sounds weird, but there are so many meteors in not very good spots, and it's way too fast paced sometimes, and it's auto scroller. And it is a little annoying, the meteors, especially in the spot. And this is my least favorite dual minigame for sure. Well, maybe actually no, I don't think this is my least favorite dual, but there is one that might be worse coming up. But it's funny what happens to the loser in this game. But number 6, I prefer minigames that there are some. The only one of them I prefer mini games where it doesn't just end in like, I don't know, 5 seconds, and also is not luck based. Yeah, but what if that's been combined into Trapeze Artist? This is the number 6 one. Because you have to drop a cage on the most gamers, but you must be lucky. And also that I made a typo, but that's because I made this like a long time ago. And there are gold Goombas, sure, but that's way too short and it's too much luck. This should have just not been a mini game, actually, or should have been like a best of 3, whatever that is. But number 5 is, as I said before, I like my controls to be lovely good, and I'm not the biggest fan of the button mashers. Again, why I use Turbo Controller, but that doesn't. But it's probably but that does not save Paddle, because a hammer bro has to throw coins into a little puddle, and you must, well, grab them, but the rafting is not good in the slightest. Especially depending on what your other opponent does, which, yeah, knocks it down a couple points. But let's see what number 4 has for us. It's not just luck that's the problem in some minigames. It's also, well, the balancing, or like, in the 1 versus 3 minigames, they're like way too unbalanced, whether you're playing with human players or sometimes the computers. And that's not good enough, because if I was on the 1 player and always won, or on the 3 players and always won, I would not want that. Yeah, that means that's probably the reason I do not really have fun if I'm on the 3 player in Archer Evil. Because you're in like, the 3 players are controlling like archers or like targets and having to write moving targets and having to go left and right. But the path's a little too restrictive, and the Boo and Goomba are just blocking, and all the computers aren't good at this. And throwing it, and the archer just wins every time, and I do not like that. Hopefully number 3 is a little balanced. Okay, but number 3, guys, no hate comments allowed, because this might be most people's favorite minigame. And I know teamwork is good. I like teamwork. I like working as a team in like most of the games, and whether in mini games, and whether it's even Adopt Me mini games, in like those events. But not go. But if the working team takes forever and is like very bad to control, this is where Dungeon Duos has to be here, because I've never won Dungeon Duos, and it's because of the mashing problem. The mashing and the jump, because on the platform I know I jump on it, but I think it's not good enough, because when I jump I do not even land on the platform. And yeah, and there's also a luck element thrown in close to the end. But yeah, it's okay, I guess. It's not the worst. I don't know why I put it. Yeah, it's not the worst, but I think many people will disagree here. So, number 2. Probably some people remember this, but I don't remember, honestly, because I've never owned an N64 before. But I've watched a lot of YouTube, and I've heard that Nintendo got sued. Yeah, you heard me right. They got sued for injuring their players because of a minigame, because of rotating your control stick. But they figure out it's good to use your palm. But if you use your palm to rotate the stick, it hurts. Yeah, it would hurt you. And that sued Nintendo. So that's why it's pretty fair and makes sense that everyone, and including myself, would have castaways here. It's annoying controls, and like it says, because also the controls are not good, because they shouldn't even have the rotating control stick in there to begin with, because they could have just fired the rod and just pulled it back as normal. You didn't need that whole rotating control stick thing. And yeah, we don't. And they even had to add warnings to some of these mini games. But there's worse. And now there's the worst minigame in Mario Party Superstars is none other than well, Mario Puzzle Party. It probably everyone's going to disagree, and it's my opinion, okay? It's because also it's not just how short it is, but if it like takes forever to complete. That's where Mario Puzzle Party comes in, because you have to score 100 points. But it's not good because it takes so long and it's a lot harder to do. I have won it before, but it's a little too much work of a mini game, so it has to be the worst one here. Comment your thoughts in the comment section. Alright, hope you enjoyed. I think soon you might see a video. By the way, I'm probably not going to do Mario without touching pipes because it's pretty boring. And like I was saying, I think I might rank more best and worst mini games in Mario Party Superstars as I've not done. There's a lot more worse, and I can't rank them all because I don't have a lot of time to do stuff. And I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.